This chaos was very unnecessary. Now, guys, I'm talking about the whole Cracker Barrel chaos that happened this past week, which I thought was funny just based on the way everybody reacted. Now, Cracker Barrel, I could take it or leave it. It's not one of those things where I'm like, I have to eat there kind of place. Like, no restaurant really is for me. Once they change their ingredients or they do something stupid, I just stop going. I don't make a fanfare about it. I don't cry. I don't sign a petition. I don't do any of that thing. I just stop going. Like In-N-Out. In-N-Out is right now on the cusp of me never going back because of an In-N-Out restaurant I ate at in Las Vegas. And they went completely super fast food, and the food tasted like garbage. Now, normally In-N-Out's a very good burger, but because they're trying to keep up with, I guess, all of the people that are there coming out of that one restaurant or going to that one restaurant, it just tasted like garbage. So I go to another spot and their potatoes are fake again. I'll never eat there at In-N-Out again. And because the taste is, you can taste the change, I'm like, I'm out on that. Now, with Cracker Barrel, the fact that they changed all of this shit at once, they didn't even like ease into it. They just like, screw it, let's surprise everyone and change all of this nonsense. The United States flipped out about it, which again I thought was a little amusing because all of the memes and all of the comments were insane. I mean, there was a lot of funny shit out there. But I say all of that because if America got together finally on the same page with Cracker Barrel and was able to create a result, which I'm going to talk about in the end, why can't we do that with everything else? We did this over a stupid restaurant. We can't do it over anything else. Now, because of this chaos, Cracker Barrel lost, as of today, $143 million in value, stock value, I guess. So their stocks obviously went down after they made the announcement. And then as of today, which is Monday, they were at $143 million loss. And that was all because they changed the sign to this. They changed it from this to this, which was super boring. I mean, I've never seen a more boring logo in my entire life than this. This was just some shit that they said, let's just type it up and then be done with it. No shadowing, no depth, no anything. Just a plain blank sign, or bland sign, excuse me. Just like this lady here. This lady looks plain and blank. This is the CEO of Cracker Barrel. Her name is Julie Mancino. She took over the CEO back in 2023. So about 2 years ago, she took over. And I guess she had these changes in the making because, lo and behold, look what we saw. Now, they did all of this, guys. They turned a nice home-style, country-looking restaurant from this to this. This bland, plain, boring, like her, plain Jane kind of restaurant. And of course, people took issue with that. Now, I guess people might have been okay with the logo change, but you changed the logo and the restaurant. Like I said, they didn't even ease into it. They just rushed it right in. And the fact that they took off the old white man sitting or leaning on a barrel, sitting in a chair, people took issue with that. And I didn't like it either, but I'm like, whatever. But to change both, to make it this, as she said it in an interview with Michael Strahan, all-inclusive. How does that, the country style was, anybody who went to Cracker Barrel, whether they were black, Indian, white, no one cared. They just liked the food. The aesthetics was nice. When you go in there, you see that old school look. People like that nostalgic look. Believe it or not, a lot of us from the 90s and the 80s babies, we like nostalgic look. And those people are still alive from the 70s and the 60s and even the 50s. They're looking at this and they like this look. They like the way it feels. So people go there for that reason. You go to this more brighter, open, shitty, modern look, you don't want to go inside anymore. It doesn't coincide with Cracker Barrel. And even the name Cracker Barrel still carries an old, nostalgic feel to it. The name itself. So then you walk in and you see this shit, you're like, nope, I'm walking out. So they lost revenue on the stock side. I'm pretty sure they're losing revenue as far as customers going in. And a lot of people said that they were going to boycott this and never walk in there again. And I'm pretty sure they felt it within the first week. And why am I pretty sure they felt it in the first week? Because as of today, Monday, Cracker Barrel said they're going back to their old logo, and I am pretty sure they're going to go back to their old style of the restaurant inside, the interior. They're going to go back to the old interior, though they only said they were bringing back the logo. Now, the interior change on a couple restaurants, I think it was like 40 or 50 of them that changed the interior. They're probably not going to rush to go back to the old school on those, but they're probably going to stop or halt constructions on the other ones they had planned in the near future or currently they were going to go through right now. So whatever they were about to change, they're probably not. The ones that they did change, I can see them changing those, but it's not going to be a rush because those changes, if I'm not mistaken, each restaurant was anywhere from $500 to $1 million change, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I heard that somewhere. So again, guys, this lady in the Strahan interview, you got to listen to what she says because it doesn't make sense. It sounds stupid. Listen.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Now, that was by far the dumbest thing. Who was she talking about that she was getting positive feedback from? Who? The 5 fucking idiots in the United States or Russian bots online? Because nobody agreed with this. Even David Hodge, this fucking idiot, this kid that survived some school shooting and was ranting and raving about hating guns and all, even he states that America should come together on this subject. That's how bad it is. Liberals are coming together. Now, quick history of Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel was opened in 1968, if I'm not mistaken. They didn't have an official logo till 1977. They currently have 658 restaurants nationwide, with I think 40 of them or 50 of them being changed to that modern look. Again, a lot of people weren't feeling it, and so now they're holding construction on the modern look. But I don't know whether or not, if they were in the middle of constructing or changing a few restaurants, like right now, as we speak, if they were in the middle of changing a couple of those restaurants, are they going to change it back, or are they going to continue to move forward with those current ones that they're working on? Don't know. So, guys, again, I think this is probably another distraction, but it was a distraction worth talking about just because I read so many. I wasn't even going to talk about this. I saw so many comments and people flipping out. I'm like, it's just a restaurant, man. And it's just a restaurant, a corporate restaurant that probably changes the ingredients and put bullshit in it. And we're sitting there crying and screaming about this. Yet, America came together on getting Cracker Barrel to go back to their old logo and possibly old interior. But we can't bring America together to find missing kids that are in the sex trafficking world. I tell you where our priorities are, and they're not on the kids. And it's never about the well-being of the kids. It's about Cracker Barrel and their great pancakes, apparently. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.